What is up, guys? Just a quick update on the bupranorphine reduction. I'm currently going from 2 0.4 mils down to 1 0.4 mil. It's the last little bit. It's less than 1 mil of bupranorphine, and I've gone from half a tablet, now 3/4 of a tablet. So now at this moment in time, this morning, I had 1 0.4 and a quarter of a 0.4. But last night I really felt it. The night before wasn't too bad. I did wake up about 2 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't get back to sleep. You can probably see I've got a few tired eyes. But then I felt all right through the day. I was sneezing in the morning, but I didn't feel too bad. And then last night I went to bed. I had like sore eyes, you know, just a general feeling of unwellness. And then I fell asleep. I woke up really early again, sneezing, my eyes watering, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. I was doing the junky limbo, you know, where your legs and arms feel tired and you have to like shake them out, and you can't get comfy, and you get that sinus smell, a rattling smell they call it, and it all came flooding back to me. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, you know, can't be arsed with this. But yeah, I've rode it through. I did drift off to sleep for like an hour or something. And this morning I did my usual exercise. I managed to do my morning jog, took the dog out, got a good sweat up, and I don't feel too bad now. I'm hoping tonight that I'm not fucking, you know, tossing and turning all night. Just your fucking head in. It throws everything out, and then all day you can't be bothered to do it. But you know, it's progress, and slowly but surely. And my plan is I'm gonna cut down to 0.4 over the next week, and then get Christmas out of the way, and then I'm gonna start on the last 0.4 and just reduce it each day, and in the end just drift off it completely. And I know I'm gonna be ill. I know I'm gonna be miserable and depressed and fucking tired and all the sickness. You can't sleep, so it seems to last. It just feels like it lasts forever. I think out of all the withdrawal symptoms, the very worst one is no sleep, because you know you're suffering all day, and then you're suffering all night as well. So one day feels like 2 days. So 1 week feels like 2 weeks. It's just feels like it's never going to end. And it always reminds me of prison. Because, you know, I've done so many detoxes in prison that whenever I do a detox, you start getting that rattling smell. It puts me right back in a prison cell. And I start thinking about the first few times I got locked up, and you know, the dramas in a YO prison, sat in your cell, and everybody's screaming and shouting, and the doors are banging, the keys are rattling, and it just brings it all back. And then, you know, you can't really sleep. You start like, and when you do start sleeping, after a few weeks, you start having crazy nightmares and thinking that you're back in prison, and then you'll have a dream that you're back on the gear, and it's a nightmare. It's never ending. And this is the thing about heroin addiction, you know, this is what we have to go through. That's why I made this channel to start with, you know, to document everything and show people what we have to go through, because it's easy to point the finger and say, fucking smackhead, look at this dirty little smackhead, but you don't know the shit we've had to go through for the last 20-25 years. Homelessness, you know, fucking alcoholism, smoking crack, prison, years and years in prison, losing everything, absolutely. And I don't say, oh, I've lost everything. You know, people say that, but I mean everything. Family, friends, respect. And then when there's nothing left to take, it takes some more, you know, and you end up in prison. It takes away your liberty, and you end up with absolutely nothing. And you have to start from scratch, which is pretty much where I'm at again. I've done it a few times now. And you have to win back all your respect. You have to win back, work towards getting a job, go through, you know, win your friends back. And it's a fucking nightmare. And you just know in the back of your mind, it can all go in one instant. If you relapse, if you have 1 weak day, because you have to wake up every morning and you have to go to war with yourself in your own mind, and you have to convince yourself that you can't have one last crack pint. You can't have one last heroin boot. you know, because if you do, then that's it, it's game over. You can relapse at any time. The last time I got clean, I had a fucking job. I was working 50 hours a week. I'd won all my friends back. I'd fucking thousands, like about 20 odd grand in the bank. And then boom, I woke up one morning and I just wanted to use it. I couldn't get it out of my head. All week I was thinking about it. It just won't go away. And then at the end of the week, I was like, well, I'll just have a session for tonight. It'll be all right. You know, it won't hurt out. And I'll be back at work on Monday, and that was it. That one time, I was up all night, smoking crack, smoking heroin. 6 months later, I lost everything. Again, I was back on my arse, back on the fucking streets. Everything gone. You know, and this is what we have to go through. So, yeah, I'm on to 0.4 and a quarter now, so hopefully I can sleep tonight. Hopefully, because the junky limbo, when you're twitching and you can't keep your arms still, so you can't sleep, it's a fucking nightmare. But yeah, definitely the very worst part is not being able to sleep. So I'll get this last little bit out of the way over the next week, and then try and enjoy Christmas, and then we go again for the last 0.4. And if there's anybody out there that's struggling, anybody out there that's using drugs now, that's an alcoholic, and you feel like you're stuck in that life, there's no way out, you can't get out of it, then I'm here to say that you can. Because I was in a terrible state. I was massively overweight, fat as a pig. I could barely even walk. All my ankles and legs were swollen. And people were like making fun of me, posting pictures of me struggling in the street. I was an alcoholic. I was on Valium, Xanax, pregabalin, gabapentin. I was smoking crack every day. I fucking felt like the world hated me. I didn't want to be here anymore. I wanted to die. And that's how it ended up. It ended up in me trying to overdose and take my own life, you know. And I gave up. But then that triggered the response, right, now it's time to get clean. You know, and whatever pain, whatever misery, whatever fires I've got to walk through to get clean, that's what I'm going to do. Because it's not advisable to stop Valium. I was on all kinds of drugs. I was an alcoholic. You're not supposed to stop drinking. You're not supposed to stop Valium dead. But I thought, well, I'm dying anyway. So if it kills me, so be it. I don't care. And I got clean, you know. I went through the detox. It nearly fucking killed me. It was so bad. Because I stopped it all dead. It's horrible. But I got through it. And the point I'm trying to make is that I'd given up. You know, I told myself for years, I can't get clean. I'm too far gone. Even if I stop drinking, I'm still on 5 different drugs. If I can stop one drug, I'm still on 4 others. And even if I can stop all that, I'm still a massive fat pig. There's no way that I can get off all this and lose all that weight. Until I did, you know. And now I'm sat here today and I've got rid of everything. I've not had a drink. I've had 3 cans of beer in the last 3 years. I've had no drugs. The last little thing I'm on now is the bupranorphine. And that's it. That's my last final challenge before we get over the finish line. So, yeah, don't let anybody tell you that you can't. Don't think that you can't. Because you can. You've got everything you need to get clean right now inside you. You just got to pull it out and make that choice. That's all it takes. It takes 2 seconds to get clean. The second that you decide, that's it, I've had enough, I'm fucking going to do this now. And you know, and you can do it. You just got to bring it out of yourself. So anyway, it's just a little update. If you like this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Mange too, YouTube, mange too.